Welcome everyone to week 3. We are going to go over a few procedural things for the week and then also get into some announcements. So first of all, again, to access any week from our Canvas homepage, make sure to go to the appropriate week. So here's week 3 and I have it open in another tab. And so this week we are working on module 2 and it's actually starting our third module already, even though it is week 3. And again, a reminder, we only have 4 modules in the course, but the fourth one is really long. So this week we're going to look at study design, looking at how to design experiments and how to design samples, and then also probability. And probability, it sounds nasty, but it's not terrible what we do in the course. So you will have to do some math, but it's as simple as dividing, at least this week. So we will get some practice with that. And so you can see the different learning targets. And so we want to be able to discuss how to select good samples and design a statistically sound experiment, and also calculate probabilities using pretty essential probability rules. Okay, and so we have our standard flow. So we're going to have videos to watch, and then our standard flow gets a little interrupted with an exam, but we'll come back to that in a minute. And then activities and independent work or homework, right? One thing to note about the activities, normally we have those due on Friday. I'm giving you until Saturday this week just because of the exam, because Thursday might be a little busy trying to fit that exam in. So thank you for making space for that exam. All right. Back to this though, exam 1, right? Hopefully last week you saw at the end I linked materials and information about exam 1, but if you didn't, you can navigate back to week 2 and then scroll to the very bottom. So this is week 2. If you scroll to the bottom, you see exam 1, right? So there's going to be 2 parts, right? Canvas and Excel, right? So Canvas is open all day tomorrow, and Excel is open only from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So a bit shorter of a window, but that hopefully should be enough for you to do. And that will have 3 problems worth 80 points. And then if you want to prepare, right, there's this prep folder where you can access old materials and other things just to kind of work through to help you prepare for that exam. Okay, and that's that. The other thing, as long as we're in Canvas, that I wanted to point out is this solutions folder. Of course, we're preparing for exams. You might want to look at some of the activities just to see what you did, and then also know, did I do it right or not? We do comment, but sometimes those comments are hard to find, or just we don't comment on everything, right? And so if you look back in any week, right, in task 3, there's always this last line that says solutions to activities and labs will be added in the solutions to students folder. And so if you go there to that link, you can see, okay, there's solutions for the lab and activities, right? So you can feel free to look at that. Let's see, other announcements that I have, right? Discussion boards. I am really, really energized by the discussions that are going on the discussion boards. Great job on completing those. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're finding them helpful. So keep it up, and reply to your peers and post new questions for your peers to answer. That's a great thing to see. The other couple announcements here, AI, just a standard general reminder, especially with the exam coming up, right? Do not use AI in the course. You can for assessments, so like to turn in activities, labs, tests, right? And in general, I think AI is going to have a hard time with using or with the information presented in the test. But again, I want to see your work. I don't want to see what AI does. So show me what you know, and if you have questions on the test, I should have put this on there. Let's put it on there now. So another item here is just ask hours by Zoom from 7 p.m. tomorrow night to 8:30 p.m. And so that way, if you have a question, you can pop on and ask that question in real time. So feel free to do that. Again, with that, I can't tell you how to do the problem, but if you're stuck on, like context or like what the expectations are, I'm happy to clarify that. So please feel free to hop on and ask those questions. And then my last announcement kind of pertains to the exam, but then also pertains to lab activities. Google Sheets, I understand it's a great collaborative tool. However, the purpose in this course is to have you use a different tool that's actually more powerful, Microsoft Excel, right? And so in grading the Excel labs that we've seen so far, we're noticing that some students are doing the work in Google Sheets and then doing a screenshot and copying it over into Excel. No, please don't do that. A, we can tell because the formatting is different, and B, there's special, when we grade, we click on things, right, to see how you did it, right? That's sort of like the showing your work piece of this course. And so when we click on the graph, all we get is an image and we can't see anything else. And so you're going to lose points because we can't see the additional properties that are embedded with the graph, right? So I understand when you open the lab, it often opens in a Google Sheet view. Make sure to do File, Download As, or Export As, Download or Export As, and then Microsoft Excel, and work in the Microsoft Excel environment. Okay, and I know there's some discussion board threads about that same thing too. So please make sure to work in Microsoft Excel, not Google Sheets. All right. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Reach out, email, Canvas boards. I am checking those a little bit more regularly, and I will become more and more regular on those as my schedule gets a bit more free. So thank you for your hard work. Let me know how I can help, and good luck on the test this week. Take care.